champions. One would have expected a bigger crowd, but this is the Welsh side. Just to confirm that Mark Crossley plays in goal in the absence of Paul Jones. Gary Speed returns. Rob Earnshaw, what a proud moment for him. And of course Ryan Giggs, I'm sure he's fed up of facing German opposition after Manchester United's defeat against Bayer Leverkusen. And there is Ryan Giggs, who made his debut for Wales back in Nuremberg in October 1991 in a 4-1 defeat when he came on as a substitute in that match. Germany have arrived in Cardiff on the back of a 7-0 demolition of Kuwait in Freiburg last week. There is a return for the familiar figures of Christian Ziege and Dietmar Hamann, one of Tottenham, the other of Liverpool. Dietmar Hamann, of course, has enjoyed success here with Liverpool in the Worthington and FA Cups, and last August in the Charity Shield. The officials are from Norway. The referee is Roy Helge Olsen. What a pedigree. 3 times World Cup winners, 3 times beaten finalists, twice third place in the World Cup, 3 times European Championships, twice runners-up as well in the European Championships since 1954. What a pedigree the Germans bring with them, Ian Walsh.
Yeah, and you know, they're up for it because they are missing a few of their top players. And, you know, there's players out there playing for their positions in the World Cup. And obviously their manager, Rudi Völler, will be looking at them, and the players will have to perform tonight, there's no doubt about it. So from a Welsh point of view, obviously the likes of Earnshaw on there, one or two inexperienced players, just depend on how they cope in this first 20-25 minutes.
Well, there was early pressure on Oliver Kahn from Rob Earnshaw. What a moment that would have been for the Cardiff City player. Mark Hughes anxious to have a look at Earnshaw in the absence of Craig Bellamy, who's still injured. Here's Mark Delaney, and he's challenged immediately by Miroslav Klose from Kaiserslautern, but here is Rob Earnshaw. Metzelder of Borussia Dortmund. Earnshaw. Simon Davis just trying to thread that ball through. This is a good promising start by Wales, and acrobatics from Rob Earnshaw. Didn't connect with the ball though.
Well, he's showing plenty of confidence, isn't he, early on. I think Mark Delaney was a little bit annoyed that he didn't just lay it down the line, but a lovely little turn inside to keep possession. And it was a fraction away, Simon Davis, from the little ball over the top. Bright start from young Earnshaw.
Heinrich was heavily involved in the action. Here's Klose again, looking for support. There's Bierhoff in the middle. It's with Frings, and it's Andy Melville just out to Simon Davis. Davis looking towards Hartson, just holding off the challenge of Metzelder. Simon Davis had made the forward run, and a foul against John Hartson. Memorable season with Celtic, of course, winning the championship. Will be playing in the Champions League next season. Disappointment losing in the Scottish Cup final against Glasgow Rangers despite scoring the opening goal. Well won by Page. It's Giggs. The best first touch from Giggs. Savage in strongly, attacking Sebastian Deisler, and Hertha Berlin. They say that the Germans have been having problems scoring goals. Well, they scored 7 against Israel when they were 1 down at half-time. Klose scoring a hat-trick that day, that was in mid-February, and 7 against Kuwait last Thursday.
And sometimes they take games like that, you know, just to give them confidence against perhaps lesser sides, that, you know, it'll give the strikers that feel of putting the ball in the back of the net with your international jersey on. And, you know, I hope they don't take Wales at that sort of level, thinking that they can get a few goals tonight. They are a strong side, but Wales have done very well defensively over the last few games.
1-1 draw against Argentina, goalless against the Czech Republic. Here's Christian Ziege driving that ball in, away by Andy Melville, and the push in the back of John Hartson. Welsh record against the Germans in the last 10 years or so has been quite impressive. A 1-0 victory, as we know. We lost 4-1 in Nuremberg, but a 1-1 draw in Dusseldorf under Mike Smith, and then a 2-1 defeat the last time both sides played in Cardiff. Jürgen Klinsmann scoring the winner on that occasion. Here is Robert Page. Interested observers this evening will be the Republic of Ireland. John Hartson has strayed from an offside position, but the Republic are in the same group as the Germans.
Bit of a late shout there from the assistant referee on that far side. Just Hartson did quite well, and the assistant referee took his time to make the decision, but he'll be a threat in the air. Big, strong, good season he's had, John Hartson.
Jerry Payton, the former Fulham and Burnley goalkeeper on the coaching staff with the Republic of Ireland, is here to watch the Germans this evening, see what he can gain from this fixture against Wales. Here's Bierhoff, scored 3 against Kuwait last week. Deisler, danger here for Wales, good challenge from Delaney, but we still have to defend here. And Earnshaw was fouled. That was dangerous from the Germans, and it took the outstretched leg of Mark Delaney just to deny them the opportunity.
Yeah, well, it all stemmed from a little run inside, sort of right position into the box. Eventually comes back, and Delaney, it's his pace that covers a lot at the back of the Welsh defence. Melville and Page sometimes get caught a little bit for pace, but Delaney tucks in the corner. But when we watch Germany, and we watch them over the years, they like to play a very wide, expansive game. You know, they have Heinrich down the right-hand side, and they'll have Ziege down the left, who push forward and give Germany plenty of width.
They say that it was a game against Finland which ended in a goalless draw in their qualifying campaign, which was the low point, not the 5-1 home defeat against England, surprisingly. They've recovered from that, and they'll be there or thereabouts come the World Cup, there's no doubt about that. Interestingly enough, the Argentinians wanted to play under the closed roof here in Cardiff, so too the Germans, but England decided, of course, to go to Holland. Well, Ryan Giggs has been penalised. He can't believe the decision for that challenge on Deisler has gone against him. Let's have a look at that again.
Well, he can't believe it, because they were both at it. It's not really nothing there at all. I think if you look at the assistant referee, he didn't even have his eye on the players when he made that decision.
It is the assistant who gave the decision, and the free kick will be taken by Deisler himself. Plenty of white shirts there to aim for, and it was an important header by Robert Page. Wales having to defend in numbers, and they get the ball away. Simon Davis tries to release Earnshaw. Earnshaw's faced by Thomas Linker. Two come across towards him. That's a decent cross towards Gary Speed, just too high for the Welsh captain. Got a positive impact made by Robert Earnshaw.
Well, fantastic, you know, brave. To have the confidence so early in his international career to take defenders on and get a great ball into the box. Great setup again from Davis in midfield, crossfield pass. But that's that little bit of pace up alongside Hartson that's so important.
Germans, as ever, methodical, disciplined, patient. Of course, several of their players, like Ballack, of course, involved with Bayer Leverkusen tomorrow against Real Madrid in the Champions League. Ryan Giggs would have loved to have been there, but he's stumbling through at the moment. This is a good chance for Giggs. Giggs picks his spot, and it's saved by Carr. There was support from Simon Davis. Giggs just seemed to hold back for a second, delaying, seeing what the options were, but that's a huge figure in front of him. Oliver Kahn spread himself well and made the save.
Yeah, well, I thought it was brilliant work again from Earnshaw. He had a look, there's no support there. He has to shoot, there's no doubt about that. Simon Davis coming into the picture a little bit late, but what a great chance for Wales, and what a great start from Rob Earnshaw. He controls it on his chest, has the vision to pop it over the defender's head into the path of the running Giggs. What a great setup that was.
Very nearly first blood to Wales, but it's the Germans now on that left-hand side with Torsten Frings, supported by Ziege. Frings again, but away by Melville. Germany regain possession. That's a good ball in, and the header comes in from Klose. Got the better of Robert Page. It wasn't on target. Miroslav Klose plays his football for Kaiserslautern.
Yeah, just coming in late. Run behind Pembridge. I think they were caught between. There was Bierhoff at the far post.
This is
the cross that came into the box a little bit early. Wraps his foot round it. Who needed somebody attacking that ball at the near post. Great start.
Very lively 9 minutes. Ball is towards Giggs, but Oliver Kahn is out quickly.
Hey, what's encouraging, the midfield players for Wales being able to pick out these runs and willing runners from the Welsh lads.
The attempt was to play the ball inside Mark Delaney, but it's with Crossley. It was Darren Ward and Danny Coyne who played in the last game against the Czech Republic. And now it's Crossley's turn. And that's one area where Wales have plenty of strength in depth at the moment, goalkeeping. That was a great chance for Ryan Giggs, but he did look up to see if there was support coming and had no option really. But Oliver Kahn, such a big presence, such an experienced goalkeeper. I mean, he's won 42 caps. He's one of the best in the world. It looks easy from here, doesn't it, one-on-one, but when you've got an
he's hit the target.
Like that.
He's hit the target. You know, you can't ask for more than that. Sometimes they come off sweet, and you know they go straight into the top corner. But at least he's hit the target. Maybe could have kept it a little bit lower around the keeper's feet. But you know what was encouraging, the set-up play from Earnshaw, awareness, touch on the ball, vision. You know, all these things are all encouraging, and that's what Mark Hughes will be looking at.
Foul on Mark Delaney. It was a good ball from Mark Crossley. There's Rudi Voller, German coach, a World Cup winner himself back in 1990 and a runner-up in 1986. What a record he had, 90 caps, 47 goals. Top quality striker. Interestingly enough, he's never coached at team level, was sports director at Bayer Leverkusen when he was invited to become the German manager, and he's highly respected for the work he's done so far with the national side. Intelligent play from Earnshaw again. Davis wins the header, Hartson.
And immediately you can see Mark Hughes' formation very similar to what he's adopted since he's taken over as manager. He's had a look at the players, had a chat with them and said, well, how do you want to play? And then he's put something into practice where you play Hartson up front and then a lot of runners from midfield. I tell you, it's crucial. Savage and Pembridge, they'll have to work like dogs tonight, because the likes of Davis will get forward, Giggs will get forward, Earnshaw will get forward down the right-hand side. So you have to have a bit of stability in that midfield area, and you get that from Savage and Pembridge.
Good challenge again by Delaney. It's with Metzelder. There's Thomas Linker of Bayern Munich to Dietmar Hamann of Liverpool. There's a bit of pulling and shoving there, and Bierhoff has gone down under the challenge from Robert Page, but there's gaps on that left-hand side. It's driven across, and there was a touch. It's a corner, but Bierhoff and Robert Page got in a bit of a tangle. The referee didn't spot it, allowed play to go on if he did see it.
Again, Deisler's got away from Ryan Giggs. He's coming in from that right-hand side, and Giggs is just letting him run, and he's not being picked up. On a couple of occasions now, he's come inside and created one or two problems.
Deisler has the first corner of the game. The touch came off Mark Delaney. It's out swinging, it's touched away. And they couldn't keep the shot down. Torsten Frings, high and over the crossbar.
Well, the reason for that, Mark Pembridge closed him down very quickly. The ball just sat up a little bit too high for Frings. But Pembridge, before he could set his sights on goal, was closing him down and just put him off.
Both sides are allowed, by the way, to use 6 substitutes plus a substitute goalkeeper this evening. imagine that the Germans might give as many as possible a run out. Page will be penalised for the challenge on Bierhoff. That will be an important tussle this evening. Quite physical, one would imagine. Bierhoff, it's an experienced German side. Around 7 of the players are 30 or more. So they've been together or been around for quite a while now, as George Heinrich has possession. Back to Hamann. Thinks about going for goal. Could have gone anywhere. It was with Hartson for Wales. Simon Davis thought Earnshaw was wide on that right-hand side. Didn't really look. It's back with the Germans, and here is Miroslav Klose. He's away from Melville. Oh, he's gone down, and well, obviously the referee felt he dived.
Well, if he wasn't so theatrical, I tell you, he might have got something. And if he didn't dive, he would have got past Andy Melville. There's no doubt here. He's got the better of him, he's there. And all of a sudden, he's gone down like a sack of potatoes, and all of a sudden, if he stands up, he's in on goal, he can set somebody off in the middle.
And if the referee thought he dived, he should have shown him a yellow card. But he had the beating of Melville, that's the surprising thing. But Christian Ziege lunged into that challenge, and Delaney has a free kick.
It just shows how important concentration is. Simon Davis trying to play the ball out to the left first time, didn't look, and all of a sudden, within a matter of seconds, Germany are in your penalty box, and they're attacking you, they're attacking the heart of your defence. You've got to keep concentration, keep possession of the ball.
Quarter of an hour played, best chance of the game so far to Ryan Giggs, created by Earnshaw. Here is Earnshaw, Delaney goes on the overlap, Earnshaw. Pembridge being forced back, here is Page to Gary Speed, Savage. It is Speed again. Well, I suppose he was aiming for John Hartson, but Andrew Melville, too adventured upfield, now has the long run back.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a nightmare for the big centre-half when you push forward and the delivery doesn't come in the penalty box for you to fight at it. Nothing happens, you've got that long 50-yard trek back to defence.
Adams has made the run forward. Page saw him coming all the way. Just timed the challenge. Heinrich with this throw, looking for some distance. So from the German perspective, Ian, it's so close to the World Cup. Places up for grabs, they all want to make an impression on Rudi Voller. No one wants to get injured though, like a Steven Gerrard or a Kieran Dyer, do they?
Well, not exactly, but this is the start of the preparation for the World Cup, and Rudi Voller will want a win inside. He wants to get that winning habit, that confidence. And of course, these players, if they pull out of tackles, you were listening to Ian Rush before the game, if Voller thinks some of these players aren't performing, you drag them off. This is where their World Cup starts, the preparation.
Well, Klose appears to be a bit of a handful down that left-hand side, but fortunately for Wales, Mark Delaney has a pair of long legs and recovered, stretched, conceded a second corner. And it's Christian Ziege who will take this corner. Former Liverpool and Middlesbrough player, left-footed. And that's a header coming in from Linker. Got there ahead of the Welsh defence, not for the first time, but fortunately for Wales, couldn't keep the header down.
I tell you what, they do knock a good corner in, don't they? They whip it in with pace. Ziege this time, and Thomas Linker at the near post, not picked up. Had the steal on Page, but couldn't keep his header down. But these balls they're whipping in from corner kicks, you know, Wales got to be careful they don't give free kicks in and around the penalty area, because this ball is fizzing about.
Linker of Bayern Munich. And I'm sure, like Manchester United and Ryan Giggs, would wish to have been in Glasgow preparing for the European Champions League final tomorrow. Here is Hamann. It's the return ball, looking for width. It's coming slowly. It's provided by Heinrich. Again, it's a testing, teasing cross, but this time it's missed by both Delaney and Frings. He's developing into a useful international defender, Mark Delaney, winning his 15th cap tonight. Christian Ziga's throw, looking for Bierhoff, away by Melville, and Earnshaw. It's not a particularly good clearance. Savage comes in, and he does clear, but it's another German throw.
The smallest man on the field tonight, Rob Earnshaw, trying to out-jump a German player. I think it was Ziga on that far side, but again, got support from Savage, just mopping up the danger.
Ziga's throw again towards Bierhoff this time. The German forward is penalised, backing into Andy Melville. Not a regular at Monaco, but Bierhoff did score a hat-trick last week. 63rd cap tonight, Oliver Bierhoff. Until recently was the German captain. Relinquished that responsibility. It's now Oliver Kahn, but is part of the Players' Committee. I thought we only had committees in Wales, but there are 5 on the Players' Committee. Page was struggling, managed to just get that ball back to Mark Crossley. Crossley lost his place in the Middlesbrough side towards the end of the season. Mark Hughes has plenty of faith in him. Here's Andy Melville. Giggs towards Hartson, just floating over to that right-hand side. Ryan Giggs. Here is John Hartson, does well, looking for Earnshaw. Will it drop for Earnshaw? It's a pity it wasn't Earnshaw crossing for Hartson, that it was a role reversal.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Absolutely, but it just shows with big John Hartson, his extra fitness now, playing regularly for Celtic, but tremendous little change of pace from the big man out in a wide position, and a good ball into the far post. Still at the coolness to play a good ball, but for Wales, I don't think Rob Earnshaw, but he will challenge and he will put the defender under pressure.
Pembridge's corner. Gary Speed threw himself at that ball, unfortunately missed it. No real direction in that pass. Well, Danny Gabidon settled down in his debut against the Czech Republic, and certainly Rob Earnshaw isn't overawed by the occasion nor the opposition.
Well, I think he settled down a little bit better than Danny Gabidon, even though Danny came into a very good game. Took a little bit of time to get into his stride. Obviously left-sided, right-footed player playing on the left side, but adapted very well. But the confidence from young Earnshaw tonight has been superb. Mark Hughes will be delighted.
Given away by Speed to Hamann. It is Heinrich of Borussia Dortmund. Hamann again. Playing at a snail's pace, really, the Germans. Just try to grind down the opposition and never write them off.
Well, we've seen it time and time again. They don't mind keeping possession. You know, if they've got the ball, opposition can't score. And if the opposition get a little bit impatient and start diving in at you, that's when space is created. The most patient football inside that I've seen over the years. And you know, that was obviously a poor pass. That's lost patience, but they keep possession very well.
Many people have written them off on the back of that one defeat against England, but there's no doubt come the World Cup they will be there or thereabouts. Here is Delaney. Earnshaw. Speed wants the ball on this left-hand side, but needs better delivery than that from Pembridge. Here is Oliver Bierhoff. Delaney gets back and makes up for the error. Here's Giggs. Challenge was made by Deisler, who got the better of Giggs on that occasion. He's away from Savage. Robert Page just taking the ball off the toes of Torsten Frings.
I thought that was superb defending from Page. He didn't dive in, could easily have, and he just held himself. Let you in here.
It's a good run from Earnshaw again, found by Speed. Earnshaw just plays it behind. Here's Savage though, and well, he scored 2 spectacular goals for Wales against Turkey and Norway. Off target then But that all came about again, intelligent running behind the German defence from Rob Earnshaw and found by Gary Speed.
Yeah, again, it's nice breakaway. Earnshaw's pace. There he is, finding himself out on the left-hand side again. Vision, knows what he wants to do, get half a yard. Tried to clip it in the far post for Hartson. And here it is, left peg. And then the big smile from Robbie Savage as it goes high and wide.
Closer towards Frings. Bit of space on this right side for George Heinrich. Wants the return ball, and he receives it too from Deisler. Cage gets there first ahead of Bierhoff. Two Welsh players make the challenge. Giggs is just caught by Deisler, wins the free kick. Sebastian Deisler. There's a doubt about his pre-match fitness. Last night was not expected to play.
Got to keep an eye on him as well, Deisler. He's just sitting in front of midfield and behind the front men. Got that free roll, just goes in, drives in from the right-hand side. Not many, you know, he's just between midfield players, don't know whether to pick him up or pass him on to the centre halves. And he's just finding that little bit of space.
There's the 22-year-old who scored 2 international goals. Looking to make a reputation for himself in the World Cup, no doubt. Hartson just wanting to put some pressure on Hamann. Here's Heinrich. It's the same, whoever the 11 are out there for the Germans, they're just content to knock the ball back, knock it square, wait for the opening, and then suddenly there's some space, as Lincoln has found now on that left-hand side. Savage went back, a good challenge from Robbie Savage, he saw that coming. Gary Speed just watches that ball and gets the better of Frings. Here's Giggs. Well, that was cool under pressure.
No, nice
Very
and
cool.
composed, excellent to see. You know that, mind you got Gary Speed and Ryan Giggs in possession. You know, they've been about a bit, haven't they? They've got so many caps, so many honours between them, that if those two players can't be cool under pressure, there's nobody can.
Very much like a game of chess at the moment, really. Both sides cancelling each other out. We've had that one shot from Ryan Giggs. And I think we're seeing evidence here all along the way, aren't we, that what Mark Hughes, as you've said, is doing, making Wales a hard side to break down, a hard side to beat, and a hard-working side, one that's obviously gaining respect as well. 2 defeats in the last 11 games. Yeah,
discipline. It's all about discipline and knowing what your job is, what role you've got within the side.
It is Deisler trying to take on Gary Speed, stood his ground. It's picked up though by Hamann. Heinrich has seen a lot of the ball. Tries to change direction. And it's not a very good ball. Thomas Linker couldn't keep it in. Or rather, Christian Ziege couldn't keep it in. And it'll be a Welsh throw. There is Rudi Voller. Always be remembered for that goal that he scored when Gavin Maguire sent over the best cross he's ever received, I'm sure. And Voller made it 2-0 in Nuremberg when Wales, good expectations, travelled there under Terry Oreth, and then found themselves 3-0 down, I think, at half-time before losing 4-1 in the end. Only defeat in that qualifying group, but it still wasn't enough, as Germany qualified for the finals of the European Championships. Here is Ziege. Game at the moment being played at a very slow pace, but that's how it's going to be, I would imagine, in the heat and the humidity in Japan. That's how it will be for the Germans.
Well, there's no doubt about that, and again, we're talking about possession. It's going to be 90% of the game, because in that heat, you know, to keep the team that are chasing the ball are exerting far more energy than the team in possession of the ball. I'll tell you what, if they keep on passing like that, they're not going to win too many games.
It was just Sepp Maier, the great German goalkeeper, just to the right of Rudi Voller, as we saw there. Part of the German coaching setup as well. Hartson's beaten in the air, took 2 Germans. Foot was up there from John Hartson. There is Sepp Maier. He was a world-class goalkeeper for Germany, alongside Rudi Voller. Chris Voller was a teammate for a period with Mark Hughes when Mark Hughes was on loan from Barcelona at Bayern Munich. There is Mark Hughes alongside one of his mentors, Eric Harrison. I remember Mark Hughes after the game in Czechoslovakia. Wales had lost 2-0 and Bayern Munich paid to take him from Prague to Munich to play in a German Cup tie, and he came on in extra time. Obviously very fit, Mark Hughes. As Robert Page just heads that ball down to Giggs, but it's intercepted by Hamann. Here is Thorsten Frings of Werder Bremen, one of the goal scorers as well against Kuwait. Here is Heinrich, good running off the ball. It's Deisler again, he is a threat, but Savage is tracking back all the way. He's trying to force the error. Here's Heinrich again, goes for the return ball, and is it over the hit? He keeps it in, and it's just placed away there, side-footed away by Robert Page.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like groan in the crowd there, but too often we've had 2 or 3 touches at international level in the defensive areas and we've given chances away. You know, you're there to defend. If it's danger and you're unsure, put it in the stand.
Well, Mark Crossley demanded that ball. It looked as if it was going to be Mark Delaney who would be under pressure, but he comes a long way, Crossley, maybe feeling that he's not having much to do. Just wanted to remember what a ball felt like. But he got there.
Oh yeah, that's good news. 30 minutes gone in a Welsh international. The keeper has Welsh keeper not that much to do.
The only save of significance made so far by Oliver Kahn. Welsh throw. Delaney will take. Here's Giggs. Trying to take them on, he's looking for Hartson, and Hartson come near post.
There's no telling, you know, Ryan Giggs head down there, did ever so well, bit of pace, bit of skill to get beyond the defender, but you've just got to gamble. He's just clipped it into the far post. John Hartson's made the run near. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, that could have gone either way, that challenge from Robert Page and Bierhoff, but the referee favoured the German on that occasion, Oliver Bierhoff. Page couldn't quite understand the decision. It's Hamann though with this free kick. Heinrich. Linke. And Metzelder all the way back to Kahn. There isn't too much movement from either side really, anticipating this clearance from Kahn. But it's Klose who gets the better of Delaney, and it'll be another German corner. Last touch came off the Welsh defender. Frings was the one putting pressure on Mark Delaney. That's the view for Mark Crossley, and it's a third German corner.
I think this is the danger for Wales at the moment. Not too much in general play build-up, but set pieces, corner kicks, the balls in are fantastic.
Ziege again with the delivery. Header comes in again. It was a jump by Linker, I think it was, but they're getting there, but fortunately for Wales, the touches just aren't on target, are they?
Yeah, well, again, it's the same 2 players as before. Thomas Linker against Robert Page. Page gets a little bit closer to him this side, doesn't give him a free header. But for a defender, when it's whipping away from goal like that, very difficult. I think he just got a knock in the, maybe a dead leg or something in the hip or the back.
Just limping slightly, Page. Whereas, of course, do have Chris Coleman back in the squad, and I think Mark Hughes would want to risk him receiving. Reece Weston is there too. Here's Earnshaw. Still battling away, Earnshaw. Took 2 Germans to stop him. Dietmar Hamann was one of them, and he got away from Savage as well. Here is Linker. Titanic battles involving Giggs and Kahn in the past. It's a chance for Bierhoff, but it's well off target.
I think you see it more and more now at international level. When somebody attacks, like we saw Earnshaw down there, and it breaks down, and then within a fraction of a second, good international sides would break very quickly at you. And even though it wasn't a great header from Bierhoff, it just shows that Wales had the ball deep inside German territory there, and all of a sudden there's a chance at the other end.
It is the one weakness they do say about the lack of pace at the back for Germany, and in terms of natural goal scorers at the moment, because Carsten Janke, who was injured the other evening and is on the bench tonight, didn't score at all in the Bundesliga for Bayern Munich, spends most of the time on the bench, and Oliver Bierhoff, not a regular with Monaco. They don't have a Rudi Voller or a Gerd Muller who can provide them with the, or a Klinsmann who can provide them with the ammunition in front of goal.
Very strange ball that for Germany, a little straight ball up the line. Very unusual for Germany to play straight balls into strikers' feet, because that's a typical British type ball. You know, they usually look for the one on the angle that doesn't put the striker in a problem, and very strange pass.
Well, Delaney got a bit lost there. This is Germans breaking quite quickly here, waiting for the support in the middle, but it's a poor cross with 10 minutes to go till half-time. Not obviously, it is a friendly. Wales don't want to lose. The Germans are looking ahead to the World Cup. You have to say, not too much for the crowd to get excited about, really, apart from that one chance for Giggs.
Well, yeah, if they don't start to pick it up soon, they'll be out getting their coffees early and their pasties and their beef burgers. It is, you know, it is an international at the end of the day, but it's been played at a very, very slow pace. Some would say, well, it's been a long, hard season, but at the end of the day, it is an international football match. I think we need a goal, don't we, just to set everybody on their way.
Just 1 point. You can't buy beef burgers here, I don't think.
Oh, can't you?
Hot dogs, but not beef burgers.
Not for less than a £5 a time.
That's why they don't sell many, I suppose. It's a free kick to Wales. It's a good position, this, for Ryan Giggs. Now the Germans have brought everyone back bar Miroslav Klose. Here is Giggs. Well, I'm not sure why Oliver Kahn decided to punch that, but he got good distance on it. It was a good punch. Obviously didn't want to catch that ball. Hartson was hovering. But a free kick, and it goes for Wales, and it goes all the way back to Mark Crossley.
Tell you what, there's a little look there from Ryan Giggs as well, because it was a good delivery, maybe a little bit too much pace for anybody to get onto it, but nobody made that run into a central position.
Welsh throw, Giggs, Simon Davis, able to hold on to the ball for any length of time, and it's back with Oliver Kahn. Linker, Hamann, just a touch from Savage. Earnshaw just knocked off the ball by George Heinrich, Borussia Dortmund player, wearing his 36th cap this evening. Just too much strength and experience there for Earnshaw on that occasion. The sides really cancelling each other out now. You're just looking around and seeing as a line of Welsh defenders, keeping a close eye on many of the white-shirted Germans. Can't afford to take your eye off the ball for a second though and lose concentration. Speed and closer towards Heinrich, and Speed as well. Here's Earnshaw. Savage gave the call. Speed. It's just the ball out of defence is going always to a white shirt, and Wales in one way inviting pressure on them, or the possession to come back.
The problem is that when sort of Earnshaw is and Giggs are playing deeper on the left-hand side, and they do work very hard, because the onus is on the wide players to come back and form a five-man midfield, just to be hard to break down. Mark Hughes wants that, but as soon as the ball goes into a deep position and Gary Speed's under a little bit of pressure to clear it, then you've only got one up front, and that's where perhaps sometimes it breaks down.
Here's Gary Speed looking towards Hartson. It'll be Hamann just clearing up, and it's Deisler looking for that long ball. Closer wants it. It's towards Closer, who's made the run now, but Torsten Frings it was got in the way. Here's Ziege, Bierhoff, Savage is in strongly, penalised. Savage can't believe it. There's a great picture of Robbie Savage in the match programme. It says Robbie Savage preparing to intercept Smicer. Not the ball, but Smicer of the Czech Republic. Well, I think he caught the ball. He did catch the German player Bierhoff from behind as well. Did the referee blow there before he taken it?
He blew for a goal kick as the ball was sailing well wide, but
he's obviously seen Hamann before, has he?
Yeah, well, Hamann just tried to catch Crossley out, but Crossley was just setting up. There's no way, unless he can strike a ball, man. We know that about Dietmar Hamann, but from that sort of distance, he just tried to catch Crossley out in the Welsh goal, but poor strike.
Well, it's not often that we say this, but as you said earlier, Ian, 40 minutes gone in an international, and a Welsh goalkeeper, Mark Crossley, hasn't been forced into a save.
Well, when you look back, you're talking about the last couple of internationals, and Mark Hughes has stressed that he wants to play against quality sides, and you can't get three better than the last three matches that we've had. And if you take this form into the qualifying rounds that come along in September, then all of a sudden, you know, they're good results. You know, we're not especially if you're away from home and getting this sort of result.
Of course, in their last qualifying game at home, Germany drew with Finland. It was a goalless draw, and it'll be interesting because obviously Wales opened their group in Helsinki in September. England won the group. The Germans, to qualify, of course, played a play-off against the Ukraine, who were in the same group as Wales. 1-1 it was in Kiev before Germany, I think, scored 4 in the first 20 minutes at home. Here's Giggs. First real run he's had, and Delaney, referee allows play to go on. He's testing Khan, and he just flapped at that and managed to get a touch because Simon Davis was behind.
Well, that was excellent refereeing there. Played advantage. Giggs going, flying down the right wing. Tries to cut between defenders. Actually was a good tackle. Got the ball, but he played advantage anyway. And the ball into the far post nearly found Simon Davis.
Yeah, good advantage played by the referee, and Khan was struggling for a second. Just managed to get a touch to it. Good support from Delaney. Towards Hartson, down he goes, under pressure from Linke. Savage getting in a bit of a tangle with Deisler. Here's Ziege, Hamann. Page gets there ahead of Mark Crossley. Just talking about Mark Crossley not having much to do. Oliver Kahn has been busier, but Crossley hasn't been really tested. Kahn has on a couple of occasions.
They just seem to lose the flight to the ball there with. But again, it's the wide areas. You want John Hartson in the back post.
Easy for Crossley, who we understand that Danny Coyne will come on for the second half, so it'll be one of the quietest moments that Crossley's had. Great ball from Crossley, but Giggs, I thought he got away for a second. I think Giggs felt there was a foul, just that he clipped his ankle.
I think there was a foul initially. I think there was contact initially. Great ball from Crossley though. Be on your toes now though, keep concentrating at the back.
Here's a Deisler. Hamann, a space wide on the left-hand side. Closer. Crossed Page, but Speed just touching it back to Crossley. Terrific throw, as you say, from Crossley. Giggs seemingly in full flight away from his man.
And it was a superb first touch. Yeah, there's definitely contact there. It's a foul.
Definite foul, but nothing given. It could have been promising.
I'll tell you, and it was a superb first touch from Giggs, wasn't it? You know, the ball, long ball, kept his eye on the ball, kept concentrating, took it in his stride. Wonderful skill.
And he was in full flight as well. Here is Delaney. Giggs' touch towards Hartson. Davis has made a forward run. Hartson looks towards Earnshaw. Earnshaw. Well, he felt he was being pulled back there, Rob Earnshaw. Took a good position, he was well found.
There's a superb ball again. It's just so unlucky that the first touch took it back towards the defender, Heinrich, who had just come across. If he had carried it on with his left foot, difficult skill though to try to control it when the ball's coming to you like that. Maybe a left foot touch and a left foot finish, but try to set it up with his right to hit it with his left. Ball just got away from him, but good movement.
I think Heinrich was begging Kahn to come for the ball. Just the clearing up job done by Mark Pembridge, and the ball to Giggs. Bit of pace from Giggs. Hartson's touch. Maybe not where Giggs wanted the ball, but he might go himself. He's waiting for the run from Earnshaw. Tries to play it inside Heinrich. I don't think Kahn was pleased with the challenge from Earnshaw, but Earnshaw had to let him know, and that's brought the crowd to life. A huge figure of...
Go on, Ernie boy. What's this? Look at how big he is. Look at the keeper. What a tough guy. He was 6 foot taller than him.
He wouldn't last a moment in Division 2, Kahn. It's all right in the Bundesliga, but Division 2, no chance. There's the one player you wouldn't expect to take his eye off the ball, and it's Ryan Giggs. It's not a very good ball either from Frings. Here is Simon Davis. Earnshaw, foul surely. Hartson. Still going, Hartson. Battle his way. And the free kick is given against Hartson. It should have been a free kick earlier though for the foul on Earnshaw, because it was a good position for a free kick.
I think Big John was waiting for the referee to blow up, and I'm not sure whether he thought, well, shall I play advantage? Am I going to get half a yard? You know, and I think he was waiting for the free kick to be given, but the referee, to be fair to him, you know, he's played advantage. But that would have been a great position for somebody like Giggs. What was that, 20, 22 yards out, slight angle. But that's Earnshaw again, you know, he's been a little menace, isn't he, in this first half.
That's it, it's half-time. It's goalless. Robbie Savage just having a word with the referee, and good applause for the Welsh side. And I think one or two of the Welsh players just asking questions about, there have been the odd occasion when free kicks should have gone their way. He's been the busiest of the two goalkeepers. Made that fine save, narrowing the angle against Ryan Giggs. And I would think Ian Walsh, Mark Hughes will be pleased with things at half-time.
I think he'll be delighted. I think they've had their opportunities. Yes, Germany have had a lot of possession in the mid-third of the field, but they haven't really hurt Wales at the back. I think Melville and Page have battled away very well again. They're looking very good as a unit. Two full-backs are tucking in nicely. You've got the midfield players who have been very sort of solid in there, the likes of Pembridge and Savage, and then all of a sudden you've got one or two bits of movement up front.
There's Oliver Kahn, who was the last to leave, well, he's still leaving the field actually. He's taken a while. Let's go down pitch side then. And Mark Bowen is with Rob Phillips.
7 different games. Gary Speed, I think, will end up there now for the foreseeable future. And what he's done, he's settled on a system that suits the players we have. And what excites me about this Welsh squad is there's a lot of pace in there, in an attacking sense. And irrespective whether you come from the second division, like Robert Earnshaw has, or you've come from Manchester United, like Ryan Giggs has, pace is pace, irrespective of level. And if you can ally that to some discipline and experience, then we look forward to good times.
Go out and win it second half?
Yeah, why not now after the first half, why not?
Let's see if we can. So rejoin our commentators then, the two Ians.
Thank you, Ollie. And we did mention in the first half that maybe Danny Coyne would replace Mark Crossley, but Crossley remains in goal. We just saw Eddie Nziki there, one of the coaches with Ryan Giggs. Interesting to hear the former players talking about this stadium, and Rudy Voller thought it was a fantastic stadium as well, and he said this is just the type of stadium we should be building for hosting the World Cup in 2006 in Germany. So nations like the Argentinians and the Czech Republic, and now the Germans, they're proud to come and show their qualities in this stadium, Ian.
I tell you, they love to come in here for the FA Cup final as well, and Wembley might be another 5 years on the back burner. So you know, it's a fantastic stadium. It's getting people throughout the world are seeing these pictures, and you know, it's absolutely fantastic for the Welsh nation.
And replica World Cup with a message to our neighbours across the border from the Welsh fans. And it's Wales who kick off. It's just good to see them playing in their familiar red and white as well after the blue and yellow in the last game against the Czech Republic. And here is Earnshaw, he could be in here. Earnshaw! Oh, Rob Earnshaw! What a memorable moment! Barely a minute gone in the second half, and the youngster, 12 seconds after the restart, making his debut from Cardiff City, crowns a memorable beginning to an international career with a goal against the former world champions, Rob Earnshaw. It's Wales 1, Germany 0.
What a finish! Great knockdown from Hartson. And does he want to score? He takes it wide. Yes, he does. Right in the top corner. Chance maybe had gone off his shin, but he scoops it into the top corner. And there's the famous jig from Rob Earnshaw. His first international goal. What a feeling.
Wow,
what a talent.
Fantastic, fantastic. Fairy tale stuff. Roy of the Rovers. I mean, it doesn't happen like that, does it? That's the stuff dreams are made of. That's what every youngster wants to do, isn't it? Score a goal like that for his country here at the Millennium Stadium. Well, I mean, we've seen that Ian Rush goal against the Germans. We'll see that one for years to come, and that's one Rob Earnshaw will treasure and never forget. And there he is, back defending. But whatever happens now, Ian Walsh, in the next 44 minutes, it's been an awesome debut from Robert Earnshaw.
Well, do you want me to give the man of the match now? OK, let's give it to Rob Earnshaw. Fantastic. But I tell you, he's still... Well, let's carry this on first.
As the Germans are never more dangerous than
well,
when
exactly.
they've been stung like that. But what a fantastic moment. 12 seconds, and here's Simon Davis. He's not offside. Simon Davis, this is a great chance for 2-0. Simon Davis, oh, saved by Kahn. Well, Wales might not get a better chance to make it 2-0. For the second time in the game, a one-on-one, and Oliver Kahn has come out on top.
Just puts it at a nice height for the keeper. Just comes off the deck. Great save from the keeper. Great run. Great vision from Giggs to put the pass into the German half, and away goes Simon Davis. And you think he's a good finisher from that position, always hits the target, but he just got it a foot or so above the ground, and that made it a little bit easier for the keeper.
I think Robbie Savage might have dislocated an arm here.
I think it's his thumb, isn't it?
Is it a thumb, is it? Yes, he has, and I think he'll be in a bit of pain, but he'll want to come back onto the field. There's Oliver Kahn, who denied Simon Davis, but I think Savage made the challenge. Foul was given against him. He is in pain. Well, it's back in place now.
I know it's not funny, but he loved it. Look at him.
Thumbs up from Robbie Savage. They can't afford to lose concentration, though. Well, I think the Germans have been stunned. They could so easily have been 2-0 down with, what, 2 minutes played of the second half. What a dramatic start to the second 45 minutes.
I'll be interested now, have they got a second gear? You know, in the past you'd have always said that Germany, you know, they're obviously playing first gear, but they've got second, third, fourth gear to go into. You know, so that's made it interesting.
Oh, it's fascinating. It's a pity he didn't score with 12 seconds to go and make it 1-0. Crossley has to come.
You know, more importantly, it's come off his shin. Great little knockdown from Hartson, but his second touch is off his shin, and it's his pace that's got him there, but he knows the keeper is going to be flying out at him, so in his mind he just tries to lift it as high as he possibly can, but keeping it under the crossbar. And you know, and we've seen him score plenty of goals for Cardiff City in his sort of young career, and he is a quality finisher when he gets into that position.
And that's in the second division, Ian. This is against one of the best sides in the world.
but you know, when it's still the same skill. You've still got to put the ball in the back of the net.
What's that added to his value now? As Ryan Giggs wins a free kick for Wales, but what a fantastic start. 12 seconds into the second half. Rob Earnshaw with a memorable goal will live with him forever. And it could easily have been 2-0. Simon Davis put through. Here's Giggs. Looking for Hartson. Here is Earnshaw. And there's Delaney. Can he pull it back? Delaney makes a goal kick. Maybe needed the first touch just to drill that ball straight across. Try to take on one too many.
Yeah, it was just a little bit tight. And the momentum of his body, the line came too close. If you watch it, goes inside, knocks the ball out of his feet, and that line just comes too quickly. Didn't have the space to knock it across.
Wales 1, Germany 0. We've heard that before. Here is John Hartson battling away. Felt he should have had a free kick. Nothing doing, says Roy Helge Olsen. Well, if the Germans were playing at walking pace in the first half, they've got to up the gear now when Pembridge is fouled. Strong run from Mark Pembridge coming forward from midfield. And suddenly Wales taking the game to the Germans, and the Germans look rattled.
See Mark Pembridge's face there. That's the way he plays the game. Gets the ball, tries to knock the ball simple, fierce competitor. And look at his face as though it's just another game in the park. Good position for Giggs here though.
Giggs with a free kick. Hartson and Melville's taking up a good position. It might drop here for Simon Davis. Didn't connect properly, and anywhere will do for Christian Ziege. Just a word of warning though, Wales might be leading 1-0. Savage is penalised. Israel led 1-0 against Germany at half-time, and they lost 7-1. I'm not saying they'll be 7-1, but just can't afford to relax.
Yeah, I think it's crucial now, you know, score up to 12 seconds of the second half. You know, we're 6 minutes, it's in now, and again, Germany, apart from a little bit of pressure, they haven't created anything. Chance here though.
That's what they can't afford though. Quick free kick by Haman. But I know Germany are preparing for the World Cup, and that's where their priority is. Even if they lose tonight, they will want to do well in Japan and Korea. But this sort of result, what a boost this would give to Welsh football.
Yeah, long way to go though.
Long way to go, but it would if it
yeah,
stayed like
absolutely,
this.
in the overall term. But I think Mark Hughes is looking for individual players. Can they cope? Are they passing? What they do when Wales go 1-0 up? What a tackle that is.
And he's won the throw as well, Simon Davis, against Jens Jeremies.
He needed that, Simon, after that chance. You know, he'd have expected to score, but this work rate, this is it. This epitomises the Welsh performance, and all the Welsh players that the lads were talking about at half-time, they work so tremendously hard for each other.
If you're just joining us, we've had 8 minutes of the second half, and after 12 seconds of the restart, Rob Earnshaw playing his first game for Wales. Put Mark Hughes' men ahead, stealing in front of 2 German defenders, and a quality finish against Oliver Kahn. Lovely play by Speed, and Giggs driven in towards Earnshaw again. They're on fire at the moment here.
Yeah, superb. Fantastic little bit of play from Pembridge and Speed. A couple of 1-2s on the edge of the penalty box. Here it is, ball into the near post. And I tell you what, Christian Ziege isn't aware of the pace. Well, he should be by now after Earnshaw scoring and playing that first half. But just darting across the back of the defender.
Pembridge with the corner. Headed away by Linker. Haman. Savage. Pembridge. Keeps the ball in play. Here is Giggs. To Delaney. Some space down this right-hand side. Davis is calling for the ball. It was read by Ziege all the way, and now Delaney has to chase back as Haman breaks. Knocks it ahead of Deisler. Looking for Bierhoff. Melville just made the run. I thought Bierhoff might have been in an offside position when the cross was made. Melville was just there to cover. The fourth German corner. This is where they have caused problems. Delivery has been of quality. Deisler has this corner. And the final touch came off a Welsh player. I think Frings got the header. Or was it Linker who was there again?
Yeah,
but
it was
the final
Linker.
touch came off a Welsh defender.
That's 3 times that he's had a header just put off by the defenders, putting in a decent challenge. But it is dangerous, these runs. Again, Ziege on this left-hand side. Now he'll whip it towards that penalty spot.
Pocket of German supporters just above where Ziege is taking this corner. Savage is there, and it's headed away by Robert Page towards Deisler on that far side. Gets the better of Pembridge. He's got time here now. He's running at Savage. This is dangerous. It's not a very good pullback though. And Delaney was there, saw it coming, and he's won the throw. That was dangerous. He left Robbie Savage.
Yeah, I think Mark Pembridge I think he just felt that he had a glimpse of the ball when the ball went out into a wide position. This is a good run. But look at Delaney there. How about that for anticipation? Brilliant.
Quality defending. Mark Delaney, former Carmarthen Town player, of course, in the League of Wales, moved to Cardiff City when Frank Burrows took him to Ninian Park, and then made the move to the Premiership in Aston Villa.
We mustn't forget he's a good boy at heart, you know, West Walian. Could dodge those waves down there on the west coast.
There's Hartson set up by Earnshaw, trying to play Simon Davis in, but Pembridge is there, and he'll release Simon Davis. Another one of your friends from West Wales.
Yeah, come to West Wales, doing well tonight. No, people forget about that for Delaney. They think Carmarthen, but he's from a lot further west than that, as is Simon. But again, both players have settled well into international football.
Mark Pembridge with a throw. Melville is, well, nobody's jumping for it and everybody's missed it, and it might drop for Giggs. Ryan Giggs straight at Kahn. Well, that was poor defending from Germany. You don't really associate poor defending with the Germans, but they were looking to get away with that.
Well, again, it's a good ball, good long throw into the box. This is Giggs' effort. It just needed to be into one of the corners. Fortunately for Kahn, it was straight at him. Good technique, though, as you'd expect from Ryan Giggs. Referee, that's got to be
Delaney's just barged off the ball by Ziege. No attempt to play the ball. But people have said if you run at pace at the Germans, you trouble them, and that's what's happening at the moment. Wales are just running at them.
I think that's pure frustration. I think the Germans sometimes feel that they can be a lot better than Wales, and you know, Wales are taking the game to them. You know, they haven't got the possession. Wales aren't allowing them to play a passing game. It's been a great start to the second half from the Welsh boys.
Can they keep it going? Here's Pembridge with this free kick. Should be Cairns. Oh, he's flapped at that one and no one there to take advantage. Well, he's not keen on catching the ball, is he, Oliver Kahn? Savage.
Yeah, it's a shame there. Three Welsh players went for the same line. You know, one didn't drop a little bit deeper. They all went into the same line. Just one holding his place there. Would have been half a chance.
Hartson will jump with Metzelder. And it's Simon Davis who will pick up the loose possession. Delaney goes on the overlap. Just gets the touch back to Pembridge. Hartson's peeled away. Hartson. This won't drop for him. Hartson still has it. John Hartson. Hartson! Oh! It's 2-0! He's offside! He's offside! It won't count.
Yeah, I saw the flag very early there. Great bit of skill though from Hartson. We'll have a better look at this in a second. But superb skill from the big man. How about this for touch and awareness? Waits for the German player to commit himself. Goes in, uses his left foot. Great movement from the big man. Yeah, he's offside, no doubt. Gets a second bite of the cherry, but it's too late then. But that's what he's all about. He's a goal getter, he's a goal scorer. Sniffs the half chance out, plays on the shoulder of the defender. Loves to score goals.
Imagine 2 goals against the Germans on your debut. Now then, here's Giggs, he'll run at them. Ryan Giggs, and he's well stopped on that occasion by Linker. Speed. Oh, and Delaney caught there by Frings. Now that has to be a yellow card. It's been coming really. Ziege could have had one earlier, but referee's been lenient so far. But Lings does not look happy, does he?
Yeah, they don't like it up them. That's one of the saying that comes to mind. You know, Wales have dictated over the last 10 minutes. They've got the goal, disallowed goal. They've had one or two openings. Germany find it very difficult to get possession of the ball, which is very, very unusual.
They will be making a couple of substitutions in a moment as Hartson then looks towards Earnshaw. Ziege didn't know he was there, did he? That could so easily have been a second. I mean, Earnshaw could have had a hat-trick. Either Ziege was very cool or he just didn't look. I think it was the latter, because
it's
Oliver
what we've been saying, you know, it's what we've been saying, that they just don't realise how quick Earnshaw has been. And I've watched Rob Earnshaw the latter part of the season, and he came back from an injury. First couple of games he didn't look sharp, then he got sharper, got a little bit fitter, and all of a sudden you're just seeing a player that doesn't want the season to end.
Jeremies. Germany's just waiting to make a substitution. Offside against is it Miroslav Klose? It was Bierhoff who was in the offside position. They will now make a double substitution. Marco Bode of Werder Bremen is coming on, so too is Gerald Asamoah from Schalke. And the two players going off are Christian Ziege and Sebastian Deisler. There is Ziege. So a change of emphasis from the Germans, bringing on Asamoah as a forward, and Bode too, an attacker. Well, he's just looking at his options, Rudi Voller. This is what these games are all about for Germany as well. It is part of their preparation, of course, for the World Cup. They have to get things right. If they're going to make mistakes, this is a place to make them, rather than Japan and South Korea.
I tell you what, he doesn't want to lose to Wales. You come under a bit of pressure from the media back home. There's no doubt about that. You know how much they love soccer in Germany. He doesn't want to lose this, and he's seen enough. You know, it was the time was right for a substitution, or a double substitution that they have made, because he needs to turn this around.
Over an hour played here at the Millennium Stadium. 1-0 Wales lead. Goal scorer Rob Earnshaw, and it could so easily have been 2 or 3. There has to be a period in the game where the Germans will take the game to Wales, put pressure on the Welsh defence on a consistent basis. And Cole from Crossley. But Page and Melville, the defence has looked very assured, and Page and Melville again, you know, they're developing as two in the heart of that defence.
Yeah, and all credit to Crossley as well. He's been very secure. You know, he's bossed his penalty area. He's told them to get out when they've needed to be a bit of distance between him and the back players.
Here's Giggs, and 2 German players go with Ryan Giggs. One of them is Thomas Linker. There too is Thorsten Frings. What's the decision? It's still in. Giggs, down he goes under the challenge. Maybe just did a bit too much. Savage just letting Asamoah know that he's there.
Steady now.
They've got to keep their heads, both players. Referee stepped in quickly.
I tell you what, people call him Robbie Savage, but his commitment to the cause is fantastic. He was just closing down, and I agree with Mark. I thought he got the ball. The little bit of handbags after that was nothing. But what tremendous commitment. Pembridge and Savage, really fantastic work rate tonight.
I think the referee gave maybe the free kick for the incident that took place after, not for the initial challenge. Savage thought he'd won the ball. Here's Earnshaw. Pembridge, Savage. Precise passing, and Simon Davis sets off on a run. He's tried to take the ball away from Metzelder. Didn't run kindly for him, it was behind him all the time. 25 minutes to go. Wales leading 1-0. Rob Earnshaw, the goal scorer, 12 seconds into the second half, and well, there are memorable debuts and there are memorable debuts, and Rob Earnshaw certainly
and then there's Rob Earnshaw's debut.
Rob Earnshaw's debut. It's given Rudy Voller food for thought.
But I tell you what's been encouraging tonight, and the boys have talked about it, when you've got a very stable two midfield players who don't travel very far, but you've got Giggs, Earnshaw, Davis, who are just running all over the show. You know, the fantastic movement, just giving the option. And then you've got the man up front that will hold, that lead the line very well. You know, again, with Bellamy in there as well, with that additional pace. Going forward for Wales now, we've got some options.
Can never write off Germany though, and here they come. But Wales will settle for efforts like that from Jeremies, and it's a throw-in, and I don't think Voller was too happy with that contribution.
Very strange performance from Germany, when we've talked in the past how patient they are, how controlled they are, and they wait for their openings. Now, you know, you're hitting balls that are running away from you from 40 yards, and they're not even at the corner flag.
There's Linke. Hamann. Keeper Hamann could be facing his first defeat here at the Millennium Stadium. Good challenge. And lovely skill from Giggs. Gary Speed and Ryan Giggs have worked quite nicely down that left flank. Neat touches, understanding each other's play. And of course, every time Ryan Giggs gets the ball, two Germans converge on him all the time, and that's created space for the likes of Earnshaw. Martson, Savage. And this time he gets the free kick. I think Jeremies just taking a bit of revenge for Savage's early challenge on Asamoah, German substitute. Hartson holds the ball up well. Giggs. Ball had gone out. Savage did his work.
I think Asamoah didn't want to have anything to do with Savage then. I think he frightened him to knock him into the ball into touch.
Here is Hamann, and offside against Klose, surely. Flag stayed down. Klose from Kaiserslautern.
He had one or two good touches in the first half, didn't he? But you know, he's well, him and Bierhoff in the second half, they've been spectators.
And he was playing in the German equivalent, an amateur 6th division in 1999 when Germany lost the United States. But he was born in Poland, and his father played for Rosaire, and he's been playing in Germany for 5 years, and that's qualified him for the German national side with dual nationality. Now Gary Speed is going to see the yellow card for that challenge on Asamoah. It was a bit of a tangle. I think that's what Speed was protesting there.
There's a bit of a late challenge by Robert Page on Bierhoff as well, mine. Yeah, there's that one there, that's late. I think that perhaps deserved more of a card than Gary Speed.
That shows what Mark Hughes felt of the decision. Anyhow, 20 minutes just over to go. Page gets there crossly, decides to punch, gets a bit of distance, gets some width as well, the ball away. It will be a throw taken quickly by Heinrich. The intention was to take it quickly. Bierhoff comes short. It's towards Bierhoff, who gets the touch. Page. Crossley comes and just gets it ahead of Closer.
Yeah, first mistake from Robert Page there, but got away with it because Crossley was on his toes. Should have headed that clear rather than trying to control it in a defensive position. But some good decision making from Mark Crossley, isn't he? You know, he punched that one. He's been catching a lot of the others. As a keeper, you know, you've got to be positive.
There is Hartson. Will it drop for Hartson? It's a bit too wide for Giggs. Oh, he wins the corner. It came off Metzelder. Looked a lost cause, but a cheeky back heel. And Mark Hughes, in the last anxious 20 minutes, has come down to the touchline. There's going to be a German substitution, another one. It's Carsten Janke, we think.
Well, hasn't it been encouraging tonight? The you know, the 70 minutes gone. It doesn't matter really what happens from here on in. This role reversal here, in my opinion. You know, this is a Welsh performance that is so much more confident than the Germans. And when would we say that before?
Pembridge to the Carnes. Janker is to come on for Bierhoff and Kale is to come on for Hamann. We said earlier both sides have allowed 6 substitutions plus the goalkeeper, but I don't think Wales will be too keen to make any at the moment.
You're right. You're right. I think you know, they're all playing so very, very well. Everybody to a man. The Welsh lads are performing, and Mark will want to hold on to that. He might have a little look at Earnshaw, who's buzzed around for 70 minutes, 71 minutes, and has been absolutely fantastic. Big Hartson up front has battled his way. Now, if he feels that Germany get a little bit too much possession in these last sort of 20 minutes or so, he might look at changing players there.
Here's Carsten Janke, gets the touch straight away to Bode, to Janke, and it's touched by Delaney, and away by Melville. The shot came in from Jeremies, and that was desperate defending, but Carsten Janke's presence having an immediate impact.
What about this for a tackle from Gary Speed here? Great touch. And then Melville on the goal line. Gary Speed unlucky there for the Jeremies. And there you are, red shirts in the thick of things, keeping their shape, keeping their positions.
And it's Dietmar Hamann going off to be replaced by Sebastian Kehl of Borussia Dortmund. Carsten Janke of Bayern Munich, by the way, he scored last week in the friendly against Kuwait, but has spent all season, or much of the season, on the bench at Bayern and hasn't scored in the Bundesliga. And there was a great deal of surprise in a way that he was included in the squad ahead of Martin Max of Munich 1860, top goal scorer in the Bundesliga. So a few changes made by Germany with 17 minutes to go. Wales still leading, courtesy of Rob Earnshaw's goal, 12 seconds into the second half. Ball had gone out. Well, it'll be a long, tense 17 minutes for Wales, I'm sure, and Mark Hughes. He'd love to be out there now, wouldn't he? And bet the Germans would be frightened of him if he came on when Mark was at his peak. Hartson rather. Great touch to Giggs. Now Delaney's on the overlap. And here's Earnshaw, and he's fouled. He's won the free kick. I think he took the wrong option.
I think he's a bit lucky.
Bit of inexperience with Delaney wide on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I tell you, he was looking for a goal. I tell you, there's no doubt about that. He wanted to cut inside and hit it on his left peg, and I think he got away with it. But it's been that night for him. There's Giggs trying to do a Hamann in the first half, catch the keeper by surprise.
Just floating over Robbie Savage, but he gets it from Gary Speed. And there was offside, I think, against John Hartson. Assistant referee on this near side giving the free kick. On the Welsh bench, by the way, we have Darren Bernard, Gareth Taylor, Paul Evans, Chris Coleman, Rhys Weston, Steve Jenkins and Danny Coyne. No sign of any movement there at the moment. Metzelder to Kale, one of the substitutes. Here's Jeremies to another substitute, Asamoah. more movement now. They've got 4 playing up front at the moment in this attack, the Germans. Wales have everyone bar John Hartson back in their own half defending. Here's Metzelder. Linker. Page. Well, Janker was not happy with that. Now that referee has to take action against that. Janker just lost his cool. There's a bit of a tussle with Page, but he's only been on the field about 4 minutes.
But again, you see, in certain instances, the referee's just going to cool them down, and they're going to have it's a friendly cool down. That's fair enough. But on occasion, in the World, if he did that in the World Cup, when he shoved a player in the face, then he would be off. There was a build-up just a few moments ago, and Wales were 4 against 3 at the back. Against, you've got to be careful. Germany pushing men forward.
Plenty of players forward as well. Off the crossbar. I think the header was by Boulder. That's a real let-off for Wales, but what can they do here? Savage, great determination. He's got Simon Davis with him, and Giggs going through the middle. Davis. Earnshaw. It's too far for Earnshaw, is it? Or will he keep it in play? Goal kick. Well, what a let-off for Wales. I think the ball had already crossed the line, but the header from Boulder had beaten Crossley, and it came back off the post.
Yeah, well, you need your little bit of luck, don't you? Over the years, we haven't had that much. This is a ball into the far post again, a wonderful delivery, and it's Boulder who gets the header. Superb header, beats Crossley, but Crossley's got his post to thank to keep Wales 1-0 ahead.
The first real chance I think the Germans have had, isn't it? In 76 minutes played. It shows you just can't relax. Well, he was looking for the free kick there. It was Sebastian Kehl. As Ian Walsh said, Rudi Voller, no, Germany will want to lose this, even though it's a friendly. It's a lot of pride. They don't want the criticism going into the World Cup. It's a poor free kick, but it's not a very good clearance either, but at least might go out for a throw. Earnshaw is there. Went to throw and the corner, and eventually a bit of trickery. Just gains a few extra yards.
Well,
Mark Hughes can barely sit down on the the bench. He's
wow, what a scalp this would be.
Heinrich with the throw back into the danger area, away by Savage. Giggs. So one thing Wales do have is players with pace who could catch the Germans if they push them forward, as they're
exactly
doing
right.
here.
Yeah, exactly right. But you've got to try to keep possession a little bit better than they did then.
Jeremies waiting for the run from Asamoah. Janker wants it. Jeremies, but he slips. It is Hartson. There's no one really helping him. Delaney's there eventually. John Hartson was waiting for support from Earnshaw or for someone, and they were all running away from him, really.
The big man just wanted to knock it simple there. He just had a touch, nobody was making the angle, had another touch. And there he is, still wanting to flick the ball on.
Wales need some noise, some passion from the crowd now, just for the last 10 minutes. Get behind them. Earnshaw. Hartson. Oh, Earnshaw was fouled there by Heinrich. And Hartson just stops the game, and Heinrich will be booked for that challenge.
I think that's what Big John wanted to do in the first half, you know. And right at the end of the first half, Earnshaw was fouled on the edge of the penalty box, if everybody can remember. And John didn't know whether he should play advantage or whatever. And he wanted to pick up the ball then, but he carried on. He just wanted a breather, I think, Big John there.
10 minutes to go. 2 Germans have been booked, 1 Welshman. Wales in no hurry to take this free kick. Take about 10 minutes as Hartson towards Giggs. It might very nearly drop the Hartson. Boulder was deep in the heart of the defence, helping. Now he wants the ball again. He's taking up a position in the middle of the park. Closer and Janker are up there, but Boulder. I thought he slipped there, but
well, Mark Hughes thought he did. He is absolutely furious on the touchline there.
tell you what, Mark Hughes was close enough to foul him from there, I suppose. He was so close. Boulder's taking up a good position, but he loses the ball to Pembridge. And the referee spotted the foul on Pembridge. And, well, they're not a happy 11 out there at the moment, the Germans, and Janker's having a go with Robbie Savage, who is sure just winding him up a little.
This is absolutely fantastic to watch, you know, the Germans getting frustrated in little petty things with the referee. They're just begging for something to go their way. Just not happening for them. You see, come on, big man, he said.
Well, they're winning 1-0 Wales, but there's some anxious looking Welsh fans there. The seconds are counting away. Mark Hughes just looking up at that clock.
You wouldn't think we're winning, would you?
Maybe it's just dawning on people who are actually leading at the moment that it's Germany. Could be a second memorable victory, who knows? Still plenty of time to go, but less than 9 minutes for Wales to hold on to this lead. As the crowd try to lift the players. Delaney's in. He won the ball surely against Heinrich, who's making a... Mark Delaney shouldn't have got involved there. Heinrich was up, look how quick he's up though. He was rolling, oh, unbelievable. There's nothing wrong with him. Well, book Heinrich as well, referee, because that was a disgrace from Heinrich, and he's limping again now. Oh, I just didn't touch him.
Right, but this is where, yes, that's happened, but Mark can't afford to get involved after the event. You know, this is where, you know, Mark Hughes will be on it. I know adrenaline is pumping and everything like that, but he's got to get up, walk away, get back in a defensive position. Referee's not going to change his mind.
Frings with a kick, should be Crossley's.
And Wales deservedly got away with that. Oh, I can't believe that. Oh, no.
Well, that really, it's an unnecessary corner given away here. It's knocked Robert Page on the back of the head, but let's hope it's not a costly corner.
No, well, you can have a giggle at this, but this is serious. You know, Wales are 1-0 up. There's 8 minutes to go. You take your time as a keeper if you're able to, and to make sure that you clear your own defences before you strike the ball forward. Mark Hughes not happy.
Well, I don't think anybody in the Welsh setup will be happy if Wales were to concede a goal here. Unnecessary corner to give away. Now then, Giggs. Linkert is chasing him. Huge roar around this stadium. He's gone all the way, Ryan Giggs. And he's found Earnshaw. He's found Simon Davis. Can he pull it back? No one there. And you really have to say that was a chance for 2-0.
Was, and you know, Simon has got goals in him, Simon Davis. But again, just came at him very quickly, touch let him down to a certain extent. A great breakaway from Giggs.
Wales have had chances to have killed the game off.
They've had plenty of chances, there's no doubt about that, but 1-0, still all to play for.
Here's Boulder, that's a dangerous cross, but Melville is there. It'll be a German throw. Here's Heinrich. Away by Page, it's another German corner. And these are anxious moments now for Mark Hughes and for Wales. 7th corner for the Germans in the second half. They've had 10 in all.
I tell you, they've got some big men on there now, and more so with these balls coming in from set pieces, corner kicks. You look at Janker, there's some big lads in there. Wales are going to defend.
Heinrich has a free header but misses it completely. Now here is Giggs. Just couldn't get the ball away. Did he have a shout, I wonder? Janka again off the post. Asamoah. Well, that was a thunderous effort, and he can't believe it. And that's a real let-up for Wales.
Well, we're getting sloppy just outside our penalty box now. We wanted too many touches on the ball when there's been options to knock it. This is a great effort from Janka. This is a great volley. You know, he's so unlucky. You have to give him that. Did ever so well to control it, let alone put a fantastic volley on, put a strike on the volley. Hits the post. Wales right in their luck. Big pressure now, last 5 minutes.
I thought maybe Boda was in an offside position initially, but...
Oh, this is good. When the team needs a little bit of support from the fans.
Janka's there, and it's away. Is it by Earnshaw? Maybe it's not to be the Germans' night. Maybe they feel twice they've hit the post. And Rudi Voller, who drew here as a player, 0-0. And the first international played at the old Cardiff Arms Park, the National Stadium, between Wales and Germany, and then lost 1-0 when Ian Rush scored the winner, and he's on the back end of a 1-0 scoreline at the moment as manager. You wouldn't think that Wales were winning looking at the faces there, but there are tense people, tense supporters around the stadium. They're queuing up in the middle. All they need is the ball. Savage wins it for Wales. And clears his lines, but it's a German throw. 3.5 minutes to go. They'll be looking at the clock. Can Wales hold on? Here is Metzelder. They'll just knock it forward. Anywhere will do for Wales. And here is Simon Davis. They need to put pressure on Metzelder. And here's Jeremies. Janka wants the ball knocked forward, but Page is going with him. Gary Speed is there as well. To Page. Back to Crossley. Well, I think, Ian, with 3 minutes to go, anywhere would do.
Anywhere would do, but it's still, the players are developing. You know, they're developing with their skill and their composure on the ball. And sometimes it is good to know that they've got the quality and the confidence to keep the ball at the back, give it back to Crossley, and he can walk it forward. It's guys like us up in the stand and all the fans watching are just shouting, clear it, for goodness sake. But they're showing composure and they're doing the business down on the field.
2 minutes to go. Oh. And it's back towards Crossley.
I wish he had cleared it then.
Well, Robert Page, I bet his heart was in his mouth when he headed that back, or just chested it back, and saw how close the German player was. Hartson. Some can't bear to look. 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes to go. Ian Walsh will be naming his man of the match in a moment, and I don't think it will be a surprise. Here's Janka and Melville. Nice set up for Jeremies. Thinks of the shot. Good challenge. Robbie Savage. Brilliant block.
Brilliant, sir.
Simon Davis. Giggs. Simon Davis stays down. Asamoah has it. Whistles around the ground. Asamoah against Pembridge. Savage is there again. It's a Welsh free kick. Asamoah is furious, and the referee will book him.
Well. Look at them, they're absolutely loving it. All the toys have been thrown out of the cot, and well, they haven't liked it at all, have they?
Simon Davis is still down injured. Maybe this gives us a chance to have a word with Ian Walsh about his man of the match. Now, I wonder, are you going to surprise us all, Ian?
I wouldn't get out of here alive if I didn't give it to that youngster there. I've seen some debuts in my time, but that is the top of the tree. Absolutely wonderful performance. From the first touch of the ball, he showed confidence beyond his years. And the goal that he scored just epitomised his performance. Absolutely full of quality.
Three minutes of added time to be played, and no need to say that Manchester United won the Champions League in 3 minutes against Bayern Munich when Oliver Kahn was in goal. We're into stoppage time, we're into added time. Wales just need to hang on for just over 2 minutes. That's a Welsh free kick, that will do. There's a huge noise around this stadium. Well, if proof was ever needed of the improvements under Mark Hughes, we've had it this evening, whatever happens in the next 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, and what I'd like to say at this stage, you know, this is the final game from a Welsh perspective of a very, very tough season. And, you know, you looks of Swansea City have had their trials and tribulations. Cardiff City have been unlucky, Wrexham have had a problem season, but they're all supporters that have come together tonight. And the Welsh lads at international level have given everybody a lift. And for us to go into the European Championship qualifying matches with confidence, with quality, who could ask for a better end to the season at international level?
And Savage is playing out time. The Germans have possession. They'll just knock it upfield. Melville wins it. Giggs will chase, and he will hassle Springs, and it's a throw. 1.5 minutes to go. I think Chris Coleman is about to come on. I think this will cap an extraordinary night in the history of Welsh football. And, well, what a fantastic gesture.
Yeah, brilliant.
I mean, I bet Chris Coleman, I don't think anyone expected to see this. And listen to the roar, because it's Rob Earnshaw who is going off. Just listen to the roar at the Millennium Stadium. Don't spoil it, referee. It's his debut and he scored a goal. Let him take it all in. And then just listen to the roar when Chris Coleman comes on. Oh, it's fantastic. It's quite emotional.
Highly emotional. Highly. For that man, absolutely brilliant. We talked to him when he was struggling with fitness and he had that horrific accident. And for him to be back on this stage tonight is absolutely magnificent.
We're into the last 20 seconds. And that's a Welsh free kick. Surely there's not enough time, not enough room for Germany to get back. They've lost their heads here. It's Sebastian Kehl with Ryan Giggs. They don't like it. Rudy Voller, though, looks calmness personified, but Mark Hughes is itching to get out there. The 3 minutes are up. Surely this is going to be a famous Welsh victory. The referee's looking at his watch. Just listen to the roar. It looks as if it's going to happen again against Germany in Cardiff. And that is it! Oh, what a fantastic result! Can you believe it? Wales have beaten Germany again. It was Ian Rush in '91. It's Rob Earnshaw, and what a fantastic last match for the Dock as well. He'll remember this.